So what did you think of the fight?
I think that Miguel Cotto at one particular time was one of the best welterweights, but I think with him fighting Margarita took a lot out of him. Him in another war with Zab Judah and with Clottey. He's been in a lot of wars lately, so I don't think he's the same Miguel Cotto. Not taking nothing away from him, not saying that he still can't beat certain fighters in the sport of boxing, but I don't think he's the same Miguel Cotto.
How impressed were you with Pacquiao?
I mean, Manny Pacquiao went out there and done what he had to do. You know, only thing I can say is he's a fighter just like I'm a fighter. And he went out there and the thing is with me, Pacquiao, I don't see no versatility in Manny Pacquiao. I see just a fighter, you know, a good puncher, but just one-dimensional.
Do you think he executed the perfect game plan? Because people last night were saying to us he was sensational.
I mean, I don't think it was the same Miguel Cotto. I mean, me, myself, I mean, you see when I fight guys like Marquez, you know, I see when I fought Marquez, the same way I went in the fight is the same way I came out. Now, you go watch Marquez and Pacquiao, you see the same way Pacquiao went in is not the same way he came out. So, you know, what I do to fighters, they say it's boring because I'm just that much better than fighters. They're going to say, oh, Floyd was a boring fight just because I didn't take punishment or get beat up. There's nothing cool about being beat up and taking punishment and making a ton of money but not being able to spend your money in the long run.
Manny Pacquiao, like yourself, has gone up through the weights, 5-weight world champion, and all the talk now is of the two of you getting it on.
Yeah.
Will it happen?
Well, you know, once again, what the fans, certain fans see what they want to see. I mean, and what I speak on is the truth. You know, Eric Morales is a fighter. When Eric Morales was washed up, it's the same guy who beat Manny Pacquiao. And Eric Morales beat Manny Pacquiao after being beat by Zaire Rahim. And they talk about he come from 106. He was 16. Manny Pacquiao was 16 when he weighed 106. Just like me, when I was 16, I was fighting at 106. I was just an amateur. You know, my dad could have turned me pro and guided my career if that was the case, but it didn't happen. And then Marquez, he fought him to a draw. Then he struggled with him. He struggled with Marquez. Oscar De La Hoya, he fought an Oscar De La Hoya that I already beat. And you know, when I fought Oscar De La Hoya, they chose the gloves for me. And you never heard of a fighter choosing another fighter's gloves in a championship fight. I wasn't even able to choose my own gloves. Now you take Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya went down to a welterweight, a weight which Oscar De La Hoya haven't made in 9 years. And then once we got Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton is a guy he can't keep ballooning up in weight and coming down, ballooning up in weight and coming down. You know, he ballooned up in weight and came down to welterweight, but then the fight against Pacquiao, he had to go down 7 more pounds. So, you know, eventually, like I said before, that's wear and tear on the body. And I already knocked, you know, I beat Ricky Hatton when he was undefeated. You know, I beat Oscar De La Hoya for the junior middleweight title after him coming off a very impressive knockout over Ricardo Mayorga. They said, you know, his career has revived and he rehabilitated himself and he came back. So, and then once I beat Marquez, it's the weight, then he's over the hill. But then Marquez and Manny Pacquiao is the same size. So, I mean, like I said before, I'm always in a no-win situation. If the fight ever happens with me and Pacquiao, and when I beat him, people is not going to be surprised because he's been beat before. Whatever I do to Pacquiao has already been done. He's been beat before on 3 occasions. And if I knock him out, I don't want the world to be shocked because he's been knocked out twice before. So it's nothing new. You know, where the world's going to go wild at is if Floyd Mayweather gets beat. That's what everybody's looking to see. You know, I'm a fighter who's never been beat. You know, what's going on right now in the sport of boxing, they're trying to build a fighter. They're trying to make a fighter that can beat me. Now, I don't get no respect in the sport of boxing. You know, I do my interviews. You got different fighters that disrespect me and come in on my interviews, which is not fair. Now, Manny Pacquiao, when he does his interviews, I mean, He could do his interviews for 20 minutes, then they go interview his trainers and the rest of the people from his team. Now with me, they interview me. You got guys jumping in, being very disrespectful. And the only thing I've ever did was change the sport of boxing. Now, if Floyd Mayweather fights Oscar De La Hoya in the second fight, then you'll never hear about a Manny Pacquiao. You know, but, you know, fighters, you know, and so things happen like this in the sport of boxing.
But while he's been away, Manny Pacquiao has certainly made a claim to becoming the pound-for-pound best.
Okay.
And he's got the
Okay. He beat a washed up Eric Morales. He beat a washed up Barrera, because Barrera and Eric Morales beat each other half to death. Okay. And so then when he fought Marquez, he really lost in the second fight. In the first fight, he knocked him down 3 times in the first round and still got a draw. So we're really saying that he got outboxed. So Oscar De La Hoya, I already beat him. Ricky hadn't already knocked him out. So really, and then Cotto coming off a brutal fight with Margarita, a tough fight with Claudia, a tough fight with Zab Judah. Now really, where does we really stand with this?